Hi everyone, welcome to another Galaxy tutorial for bioinformatics. In this video, I'm going to show you how to run RStudio in Galaxy. So for this exercise, the only requirement is to make sure that you have an internet connection and an internet browser, then you can proceed. All right, so once you have the requirements, just visit Galaxy. So we have usegalaxy.org. You also have usegalaxy.eu. So any of these links can work. All right, I will give all the Galaxy server links in the description box, so you can use any of them to log in. All right, so once you have visited the Galaxy server, just make sure you have signed in. So you can see that I have signed in, so I have my username appearing. You need to have that so that you can store your data. All right, so if you don't have an account, just create an account and also watch my introductory video. I have a separate video that introduces new users to Galaxy. I repeat, I have a tutorial that introduces new users to Galaxy, so just make sure to watch that video. The link is in the description box. All right, so once you have this, what we need to do is to create a history ID. That's what I'll do here. So once you click on this, you have your history created, and then you can rename it to whatever you want. I'll just say RStudio, yeah, just to be safe. All right, so I'll just create it and then I'll proceed. So if you want to run RStudio, then the first thing you have to do is to come to the left hand side here. So you can use the tools section here to search for R. So search for it. I think I'll even enlarge this page a bit. Yeah, this should be fine. So let's tap RStudio. So RStudio should pop up. So here it says RStudio 4.5.0. You can also come to interactive tools here and then just search for it. So in the interactive tools section, you can just scroll down and you will see RStudio. Or you can also type it here as RStudio. Let me just do it this way, RStudio. All right, so you should also check the spelling. So RStudio, you can just do R in a studio, or one word, or if that is not working, you can just add a space. So any of them should work fine for you. One of them should work. All right, so those are the three ways you can look for RStudio. All right, so I'll just go with this one, interactive tools here, and then I'll just search for R. You can even type R or just scroll through. All right, so I have RStudio here. So once I click it, here's what's going to happen. Once you click it, you'll be asked to do what? You'll be asked to make available the data set you are going to use. For now, we are just going to run R. We will come back to how to make data sets available. All right, so once you get to this page, just come to run to, just click on run to. Once you click on run to, you will have this coming up. This is what's going to come up. So once it comes up, just wait for a while. Check this section here. It says RStudio Interactive Tool. So once you see this circular movement here of this particular shape of this object, then it means that RStudio is available. And you also see some message here. It says this is an interactive tool results, view available. All right, so this you can use to open the R interactive shell. So click open here, and once you do that, a page is going to open for you. All right, sometimes you may see this. All right, so when you see this, don't worry, just come back. All right, and then check interactive tool. So click this, and when you click this, you should see something here. It says RStudio run. So just click it and then just be patient. That's what I will say. Sometimes it will take a while before it loads. So all that you have to do is to just be patient. All right, this one still does not work, so I'll just come back and then I'll use this one, open new tab. That should be fine for me. All right, so I'll open a new tab. I come here, open a new tab, open a new tab. So that's what you need to do. So once you do that, you should see this page loading. So you just have to be patient and then make sure it loads. That's all that you need to do. So you will see that now we have RStudio loaded. And so it's similar to you having RStudio on your own desktop. I think I will try to open mine. So I'll open my local RStudio just to show you. I think I had mine opened. I'll do this. This is my local RStudio. All right. It's something similar. I'll go back to Galaxy now. So this is the RStudio on Galaxy. So if the text is small, you can just increase the font size of your browser, or you can also go to RStudio itself. There are some options you can use. Let's go to global options, and I think there's a place where you can change the appearance. We can just change the size, font size. Yeah, I'll just increase it a bit just to see. You can apply or go to OK. If you want the change to be permanent, you apply. I mean, those things, I'll leave them to you. So this is the RStudio. This is the interactive session. That's what you need to note here. All right. You can also go to File and then go to New File and then create an R script. All right. So when you click and create an R script, that's a new tab, and this is how it is. You can have your R codes here. So this allows you to run R in batch mode. So that means that you can have several commands here and then run all of them at once, or even line by line. So this becomes a script. So this script that you have here, this is the command. I can run it, and then it says print hello. I have the results here. All right. I think you can also save it. Let's see if you can save it. You can save it. Yeah, so you can save it. Let's say my R script. I can save it. So when I save it, on the right hand side, you will see that the name, a file has been created with that name. So this becomes my R script. And you should also take note that this is the current working directory set by R. So that means everything you do, all files you generate by default will be in this particular directory, unless you want to specify something else. So in this situation, your previous knowledge in R is important if you want to also navigate fast. As a beginner to distance, you can just start with what I'm teaching you right now. So this becomes the R script. So if you also want to just run it on the console, you can do it here. I think on this side. So here, let's see, you can just increase it. Or you can even close this if you just want only the interactive, all right, interactive mode like this. And then you can just also, let's say, print 1 + 1, something like this. That will also run. So this is interactive. And if you want the batch mode where you use a script, then you can just open your script and then also do it here. So let's say print 1 + 1. Let's even say maybe result equals 1 + 1. Print results. All right, so here you can run everything at once. Just highlight everything and then run. Then you have them executed for you. So this is how it is with the RStudio. So this is very convenient if, let's say, you don't have R on your own local system, then you can use the one on Galaxy to do everything you want to do. All right. Now in R, if you are doing some programming, typically you may also want to read some input files. At the moment, we only created files in this R environment. So what about if you want to use your own data set here? Then how do you do this? All right. So if you want to import files, there are two ways of doing it. So in the process of you open the RStudio, you can import the file there, or when you are already in the RStudio like we have here, you can just come to upload. So when you click on upload, then you can choose the file that you want. So this one allows you to import files from your local computer. We are going to start with this first, and I'll show you how to also import from your Galaxy history. Sometimes you may have generated the data already in your history, so you can also import it here. For now, we are focusing on uploading from your local computer. So this is how we do it. I'll just go over again. You come to upload, and then here it says browse it says browse target directory. So here it's only browse the directory that you see here, the directories. But since we are yet to upload files, we have to come here, choose file. All right, so click choose file, and then once you do that, you can now come here and then click on, let's say, snip count. Let's say a file like this. All right, once you do that, you click on OK, and then once you click OK, then the file is going to be uploaded. So you can see it here. This is the file. Okay, now this file, you can see it here. I already have it on my GitHub account. This is the page, so you can just visit this link, and when you visit this link, you can just click and then go to save as to save this file on your local machine, and then just upload it. All right, or you can also just go to, let me just duplicate. You can also go to the main GitHub repo, which is here, datasets, and also just get any of the files that you want. So you can just click, and then when you come here, you click on raw, or you can also use the download raw file here, this button here, to download the files. I will just enlarge it a bit to download the files. All right, so you can also use your own file that you want to use and then get it uploaded. So that's what you need to note here. Of course, there are other things I'll talk about, but those things will be in my main R tutorials. Then you can apply them in a Galaxy. Now let's come to Galaxy. Okay, yeah, good. So once you have uploaded the file will be here. All right, so you should also know where these files have been uploaded to, and then you can now when you are accessing the files, you know how to access, you know the paths to use. At the moment, they are all in my current default working directory, so I can just open them. All right, so here I can just say my data, and I can say read.csv, and then I'll just say snip counts.csv. All right, I can do something like this, and then I can run. So when I run it, it's run for me. So I can just say my data, let's do this, and then it will show me, all right, the files here. So once you have opened the RStudio and Galaxy, it's just like you running R on your local machine. That's what I'll say. So everything that you do on your local machine applies to this particular one. All right, so for beginners, it's important to learn these things and also apply. So this is how we run RStudio in Galaxy. Now, what about if the data you have is in your history? Let's get back to your history. All right, I will just import a file here so that we can use it. Let's just say I have this file. I'm just going to import it. All right, so I'll just come back here, upload. I'll just import this file. I think I'll delete this first. So let's just say that the file that you want to use is in your history, not in your local machine. Sometimes you may have done some analysis, or you may have run some tools and generated some outputs which you want to use in R. So in that situation, you can't use the first approach I use, which is to come here and upload, because you may not have access to that history. So the only way to do that is to open the RStudio. In the process of opening, then you now import that file from your history. All right, so just to differentiate, I'm going to rename this file first so that we can know the difference when I upload. I'm just going to rename it here. Let's say snip counts 2. I'll just name it this way first, and then we can proceed. All right, so that we can know the difference. Okay, so now if let's say you want to rather import files from your history, then you have to rerun, you have to reopen the RStudio and then use that. That's what you need to note here. So if you want to rerun, you have to come back to interactive tools and then search for RStudio. Okay, when you search for RStudio, okay, when you search for RStudio, just take note that if you already have an RStudio running, an R session running, then you have to stop it and then rerun. All right, because you only have one instance. So that is where you can now import the data from your history. So for now, we are going to stop this R. I'll just come to interactive 2. I'm going to stop it using this button here, stop interactive 2. And I'm going to rerun it, and then this time import this file here. All right. So what I'm going to do is to come to RStudio just as we did. When you open it, then I'm now going to upload the file from this history. I'm going to import, right? So I click and I select it. And then once I'm done, I can now run the tool again. So if I run, then what's going to happen is that RStudio is going to be activated, and this time this file is going to be made available for us. That's what is going to be done. So here I don't see the notification, but I can come to interactive tools, and then it says it's running, so I can open it. I'll open a new tab. This comes, but it's fine. We just have to reopen it again or wait for some time. All right, so let's wait for some time, and then we can now reopen it. All right, so we just wait for some time, like 1 or 2 minutes, and then we just wait for it to open. So that's how it is. All right, so now it's opened. So once it is opened like this, you may not see the file here in your home directory, but the file will be placed in a directory. So let's go to Galaxy imports, and let's see, it's not there. All right, it's in one of those directories. So you go back to home. I just want to show you so that we can also explore these other ones. So Galaxy inputs, you see it there. All right, so if you are importing it from your history, then this is where it's going to be saved. Galaxy inputs, that's what you should take notes here. Now let's go to Galaxy outputs. There's also nothing there. All right, so the files that you imported when you were about to run RStudio will be in the Galaxy input section. So that means when you are running it or when you want to access it, you should also know where to do it. So if I want to access it now, let me do this. If I want to access it, I just have to say my data read.csv, and then I will now say Galaxy input slash, I'll just come here, the path is there. So Galaxy inputs slash snip counts2.csv. Okay, this one is even .csv. All right, so something like this. So it's important you know the name that you are giving it. That's all that matters. So here it says this. So just make sure to run it as it is. So I'll just run it. There's the interactive session, so I'll just hit enter. All right, so here it says no file like that. So that means you have to check the name. All right, so the name, if you recall it, is supposed to be 1_snip counts. So I have to put the right name there, and then I'll run it. So once I run it, it's there. All right. Now you may also be wondering why or how all of a sudden I've got this tab here. This I cleared this. So it's just Control and then L. When you press Control and then L, it clears everything for you, and then you can run it. Or alternatively, if you are not sure, you can just go to File, Create as Scripts, and then you can just enter your commands here. All right, so I'm going to enter the command again. I'll recall it. I'll just copy it so that you can see, and then you paste it there. And then this time you can run it here. So that also works. When you run it, you just say my data, and then you run it. So this will also help you get started. All right. So once you have done this, you have your R open, you have your files, all the information you need. Then it's also important to know that you can also import packages. So for example, since an RStudio, I can import packages I can just say library JJ plus 2. All right, and then I'll run it. Sometimes too, you may not have the packages there. Let me do this. Let's try this. Let's say library p-heatmap. Let me check if it's there. Yeah, so here it says package is not there. So if the package is not there, you can also install it. So installing, since the RStudio and Galaxy already comes packaged with bioconductor, I can just say bio C manager install, and I give the tool or the package that I want to install. So p-heatmap. I can just run this command here and then run it. So when I run it, it will start installing it for me as well. So if the package is not there, you can just install it like this, or you can also use conda to install. All right. So if you want to use conda to install packages, then you have to come to the terminal, this one here, terminal, and then you enter your command. So here I can just say, let's say conda and list, something like this. Okay, so this is not there. All right, so if conda is not being shown, that means that conda is not installed. So that means you have to use the classical approach, which is to use the bioconductor package or to do install.packages. All right, so that means that we don't need to use conda because it cannot be found. All right, so that is for R. So basically, so in a nutshell, so once you have RStudio in Galaxy running, that means you can do virtually everything that you can do in R, and also install the packages. I just know that when you install the packages, it's likely that, or it's possible, that happened in my case, it's possible that after you have stopped R and then you have reopened it, you have to reinstall the packages again. Maybe it's my account, or you can also try and then let us know. All right, so that's how we open and then run RStudio in Galaxy. So now when you are done running your R commands, what you need to do is to stop the session before you exit. So you go back to Galaxy, come back to interactive tools, this one here, and then you stop the R. So you can stop it here, or you can also stop it in the history here. All right, so that's what you need to take note of. So now let's stop it. And now it's stopped. So once it's stopped, it says you don't have active interactive tools yet. All right, so once you have this done, everything stopped. Or you can also come here, I think it's also stopped, and so you can now exit Galaxy and then do your other stuff. So this is how we run RStudio in Galaxy. So now that you are done, what I would like you to do is to watch the videos in this playlist. So these are tutorials on how to use R for bioinformatics.